All right. Uh, Today is day 14 of training Alice, a red-tailed hawk, to be used in falconry. And another common question that I sometimes get is, why are they wearing bells? And here's an example. The bells are used to help keep track of the hawk while it's out flying and hunting. Um, they are specifically made for falconry by talented craftspeople. Um, um, and this is traditionally the way that, falconry has gone on for, I think, about 4,000 years, and I think this is something that probably goes back about that long on how to, keep track of a hawk or a falcon while it's hunting. Um, Now, the we've modernized things quite a bit since then. Uh, Most falconers still use bells, but now we have the use of telemetry and even GPS. So here's an example. This is a transmitter, and I attach the transmitter to the anklet that goes on one of the legs. I have tried attaching this to a tail feather in the past, but it seems like it always gets yanked out and the tail feather comes out with it, so I no longer do that. I put it on the leg. But this is the transmitter, which gives off a little beeping sound, and then of course you have to have a receiver to pick that sound up. And so you've probably seen these used. Wildlife biologists use something similar to this to track animals that they have maybe put a collar on or a transmitter. But anyway, I'll kind of show you how this works. I'm going to turn it on. Of course, right now you don't hear anything because I haven't turned on the transmitter yet. And so I'll take the transmitter. Of course, this would be attached to the hawk's leg, and a magnet is what is used to turn it on. So I'll turn it on. And of course, it starts giving off that beeping sound. And you can use this to, locate your bird. When you turn or tend away and it gets quiet, it comes closer, it gets louder. So it's kind of like playing that old hot and cold game. Well, I used to play it when I was little. But anyway, so telemetry is something that a lot of falconers are using these days. And the first 3 years I was in falconry, I didn't use telemetry. I used just the bells, and they were sufficient. But this makes it a whole lot easier to keep track of your bird. All right. So another thing that, of course, you've probably already seen Alice wearing are the anklets, and it's just a piece of leather that goes around each leg. Each falconer probably has their preference for the style that they use, and they can be bought. If you're not particularly crafty, you can buy them, but they're not hard to make. So anyway, this is an anklet, and it's made to be removable. And so here's how that works. And then you have the jess, and the jess is kind of like a little mini leash. It goes through one of the grommet holes, and so that is then attached to a swivel, and a swivel just keeps everything from getting kind of tangled up. What I'm showing here is a Muse jess. It has this slit in it, and that is used to slide the swivel into. So it goes like that. Of course, some type of like little rope or something or leash is attached to the end of the swivel. So that's how that setup works. And here's another. This is your hunting or flying jess. It just has a little small hole, and the reason for that, if you have this large hole like you have in the Muse jess, that could get hung up on a limb or whatever, and the bird might get stuck up in a tree. So that wouldn't be good. So anyway, you have the hunting gist that has just a little small hole that you can use to attach some type of clip. All right, of course you've seen Alice wearing a hood, and that is just to keep the bird calm, because once you take its sight away, that's the main sense in a bird of prey, is their sense of sight. So that just takes their sight away, and when they don't see it, they don't not fearful of it. But it can be loosened or tightened by pulling. That tightens them up. Just loosens it up. And you may have seen me do it with my mouth, because you got your bird on one hand, so you really only use one hand to loosen and tighten. So you use your mouth to hold one of those and pull it tight. And of course you got your gloves, and this is an actual falconry glove somebody gave me, and it's a nice glove. They can be kind of pricey, so I just go to a local welder and I buy a welder's glove. In fact, you can actually buy two for about half the price of a falconry glove. But anyway, I'll add a piece of leather on it, and then here are the clips that I can use to clip to the gist. And anyway, that's what I use. But most of this stuff, can be made. There are even books on how to make a hood. I've not tried one of these. Tried to make one, but maybe one day. Alright, so today is day 14 of training Alice, and what we're going to try to do today, since she did fly a little short distance in her weathering area yesterday, I'm going to try her on the creance. And I've kind of made my own creance where it's just a long line attached between two posts, and you attach her leash to a little ring that slides up and down that line and allows her to fly a greater distance. And so we'll just have to see how it goes. I expect her to fly a little ways, but she may surprise me. Anyway, we'll give that a try. Okay. Good girl. All right. Get back. There, girl. Come on, Alice. That's a good girl. Tell you what, we're going to see if she'll fly the whole way. That'd be great for the first time doing this. What did Alice? Let's see. Alright, sit back. Let's try it. Alright, the whole way. Let's try it. Oh, Alice. There you go. All right, I'm pleased with that.